back at it again, T. I don't know. How you doing?
Hey, it's been a rough week, but I'm okay. Surviving.
Yeah.
You?
It's been a rough week because of the rough week you had and also because of the dream I had. Like I was telling Medical, like I had a dream about my cousin, my late cousin. Yeah, man.
I feel like you need a massage. That sigh came from a very, very deep place.
I'll ask Medical to massage me.
How are you guys doing?
How's everyone doing?
D, speak to us, ma'am.
I'm good, guys. I'm good.
So, guys, let me break the ice. So, it's a bit somber in the studio today because we've had like a bit of a rough week. I was involved in a domestic violence altercation.
Wait, are we doing this now?
Yeah.
You sure?
I think we should, just
Okay.
so people can understand why Guso, not only is it raining, but yeah, I'm going to say we because my friends went through this with me. I was subsequently shoved around, beaten up, the shit. And the relationship obviously ended. It wasn't a plan for it to end. I didn't want it to end, but unfortunately it had to end. And it's been a crazy week of going to the police, going to court, being treated like it's partly your fault, feeling like shit yourself,
When I went in.
Why did he hit you? Answering those kind of questions, answering whether people are going to believe you, showing people scars so that you can, so extrapolate hore these things happen. And I think my biggest thing also was the fact that at my big age and with everything that I've gone through, this could happen to me. And it wasn't the first time, fine, but I didn't think that he would do this to me. And I didn't think that after it happened the first time, he'd repeat it. I thought we had found some sort of, some sort of rhythm to go into life and build a future, but unfortunately not. So it's quite sad.
Can I ask you something? So when it happened the first time, did you think, okay, he probably made a mistake because we've never been here before, and okay, we'll brush it off as it was a mistake, right? Or were you so shocked that you just decided to block it out? What was your chain of thought when it happened the first time?
I thought we were drunk because that's what it was. It was Christmas. We came back from my mom's house. We had a fight before, and it was a stupid fight. So we went for Christmas, and I even went to go fetch him that first time. And I thought, you know what, let's just enjoy the festive season because now I like compartmentalizing my feelings. So if today we're supposed to have a good time, then we're going to go have a good time. I fetched him, went to my mom's house, and then Ralwana after that, and then he hit me, and obviously I fought back, but then I thought at that time it wasn't deep, so nerese hectic in the relationship, and I thought, fuck this guy, I'm gonna leave him. I've had this with my baby daddy. I'm not going to have another guy. And with my baby daddy, I was very decisive. He hit me.
Okay. I wanted to ask, with the baby daddy, was it physical or...
No, it was physical.
Verbal.
Physical, verbal, emotional, And funny enough, these categories are... Badi batla man. When you're going to the police, you have to state.
Yeah, that's another thing I wanted you to talk about, the experience of going to police station.
You literally become naked. You have to say, no, abuses areng. Oh,
Go
okay.
Guy.
Yeah, and then you have to write down, this is what he said. And then I'm like, but I also know what you did doesn't matter. What he did is what matters. Write that down. Okay. So it becomes like the classifications are real, So after the first time, to answer your question, I thought, fuck him, no so fedile, and it ended. And then I think a few months later, you know how it goes. Uba lonely, everyone's carrying on with life. you're a single parent, you've got kids in the house, you also need some adult conversation. Then slowly but surely we got back, apologized, therapy, we'll do it. But
did you guys start with therapy? Sorry to cut you off.
In our individual capacities, yes.
Okay. Are you sure he did it, or maybe he just lied to you?
He could have just lied to me.
Okay.
And I'm willing to take on that naivety as well.
Okay.
So yeah.
I mean, you trusted him, and it's like.
No, I really did,
Yeah.
and I really thought that there was something there, And I think maybe desperation also. Like, that's what I've been grappling with this week. Or maybe I was just too desperate to be in a relationship. And maybe I wanted it so much that I also ignored certain things that I wasn't supposed to ignore. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a difficult one. When it happened last week, over me coming back home late into my own house. And then I choose a rotlong shapa, I choose a rotlo pushana le bana ba ka and shove them.
Just that, like, he wanted to lock you outside your own home.
Yeah.
Imagine. Imagine this guy.
And that time I drive a car that's like, you're not supposed to be driving like a Polo Psiu, and it's dangerous and whatever. And it's like, oh yeah, I can't go to so I'm thinking, this is my house. I got keys to my house. So anyway, I was still I was a little tipsy. I was like, anyway, he'll get over it. Jesus Christ.
And you're coming from where?
From a work function.
Yeah.
So my colleagues had invited me out, and I usually don't go to these things because also he's got feelings about certain things that I do. So I have to watch where I spend my time or who I spend my time with or how long I spend my time. So,
but even that's messed up.
Was
the fact
that
that
not,
you have to
I know.
Red flags for you
to make
that now
someone
I need
comfortable.
to.
Yeah, I think the red flags, hence I'm saying, Hore, what I've been grappling with this week is the fact that I was probably desperate to be in a relationship. Like, I wanted it to work no matter what. And I became someone I wasn't. And my friends, like you guys and all my other friends, will tell you, Hore, I was acting out of character.
Can I also just say, I don't necessarily think it was just desperation. I think, you know how we have conversations about women's expectations. I think you probably had a conversation with yourself where you thought, maybe I'm expecting too much. Maybe the type of guy I want does not exist. And this is all I got. So you're like, okay, like, let's try and see where this goes. And I think you tolerated more than you should have because you felt, okay, maybe I'm being too difficult. Maybe I'm being unrealistic.
And also historically, that's always been me. Like, there was difficult, there was set in her ways. And also, I'm a princess child. Like, Gerata di fairy tale. Like,
princess treatment. You want that princess treatment.
And I believe in the happily ever afters. And I don't think it's far-fetched because I'm surrounded by people who have their fairy tales. It's not like Cinderella or Snow
not
White,
unrealistic.
But it is beautiful love stories that I'm surrounded by. So I wanted my own. And I suppose that's where I also need to deal with the fact that
I don't think just to add on what Q is saying, it's not a thing that you're desperate. I honestly think it's not the case. Like Q said, it's maybe you just figured, maybe let me try something different. You're human after all, you're human.
And I wanted to work hard for a relationship. I guess that's what people say.
But I also think he played on your vulnerability.
Yeah.
Because also, like you said, you walked away when it happened the first time. And then here he is coming at you and saying, oh no, let's go for therapy. You start your own therapy journey. And he says he's on his. And you kept trying to go together. And
he was going to eventually get therapy on his side for both of us.
Yeah.
Because it was coming from his side more nirnal matata thing. And he acknowledged he had anger issues, but we were never allowed to say he's got anger issues because he hated the fact that people thought he had anger issues. So it was like, man, it was beautiful when it was beautiful, but it was a fucked up relationship at the end. And I hate that I put my child through that, And I hate that Q's watch is going off, but...
And we asked him to put his phone on silent.
His phone on silent, but
no, my phone is on silent.
Okay, alarm.
Yeah, but on the real,
My bad.
shout
I'm
out
sorry,
to you,
guys.
Devza, for having the courage to talk about this, because many women don't want to talk about it. They sort of keep it secret. They protect the abuser. But you open to discussing it and expressing the way you feel, and kudos to you for having the confidence and the courage to talk about it, because it's probably helping someone else who's probably in a similar situation, if not the same situation. So shout out to you. But I want you to just explain the process of, going to the police station, the court situation, and because I feel like a lot of women stop, or they don't follow through with or pressing charges or restraining order because of the psychological effects it has from being abused to going to the police station to the court. Just explain that situation there, because I would like to understand what it's like as well.
So basically, yeah.
Yeah. Also, adding on James's question, I think maybe I want you to extend on what was the most uncomfortable point in that whole process. What made it easier? And do you regret, or are you glad you went through the process?
So okay. It was something I was basically not going to do.
Why? Why were you not going to do it?
Because I felt like I wanted to put it behind me, and I didn't want to deal with it. Ne? It goes back to me and my compartmentalization. It's a big word, but it's part of who I am.
This is partly her answering the question that we were asked, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
So, it happened on Friday.
This Friday.
Last
week Friday. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
friends of mine. Well, I told a friend told a friend, and so it goes. But I don't mind that. That's neither here nor there. So I didn't want to see anyone. I didn't want to do anything, and I just wanted to sleep. That day, I remember, and my friends showed up, and I was like, "Ah, fuck." Now I have to deal with these human beings, and like I didn't want to also be a person I hate that. If anyone knows me, I hate that.
Yeah.
So like
Wait, you don't like people sympathizing with you?
not
or
sympathizing,
feeling
but
sorry
like
for you.
yeah,
She's
feeling
a
sorry
tough
for
cookie,
me.
yeah. So she just doesn't like that
So-
thing.
You know, there's something I have a problem with females that are tough cookies, because like
No, but let's
I,
let her
I will
finish.
explain when she's done with. I have a problem with you guys. I don't like you guys. I don't like you at all for that reason. But
Debs is a tough cookie, so you don't like her.
I don't like her for the tough cookiness. I will
You
explain
want her
why.
to be
Be
say, "Hey, I'm
vulnerable, bruh. Like,
But she is.
Wait, can I say? Like, I hate how we've made women feel you have to be strong, you have to be tough, you have to be taking on everything. Like, bruh, guys.
But
Women
here
are
she
supposed to
was
be
with
soft.
someone,
Women-
and she was vulnerable with this person, and he manipulated the
Yeah,
situation.
that's what I hate. I hate how we as men are forcing women to now be strong. You have to imagine being defensive against your man, bruh. And your man is supposed to be the one that
Who protects
makes
the
you
one
feel.
who's been God gifted the
Bruh,
strength to
he's
protect.
supposed
I
to
think-
treat you
Not
like
to
a
hurt you.
egg. He's supposed to make
The one-
sure that you're good.
The one powerful thing that came from my friends coming over last week was a friend of mine, Riti, said to me, he's supposed to be using all that energy that he hit you to protect you.
Yeah,
You know,
that's deep,
and
man.
that hit me somewhere. Like it still resonates lit today, because it makes sense. It makes so much sense, because with all the protection I have for my child, like I would wanna protect her first instead of like
Attacking her.
hurting her. So back to the story. My friends came over. We sat. They brought alcohol. Like last week, all my friends who came through came with alcohol, and I feel like maybe that's the best way we know how to deal. But yeah, like kinuile last week. But yeah, it was comforting, and
Nums.
yeah. So after that, they suggested we go to the police station, and to be quite honest, I wasn't present. Like my body was there, I was moving, but I wasn't there.
You were
Like,
still in shock.
yeah, I was not there. I was like in a fucking haze, Sorry for the F-bomb. But I was in a haze. Went to the police station, held my hand through it. We did a court order because I wasn't about to press charges. I didn't want to also infringe on his right to work and like basically ruin his livelihood because he needs it. I know his situation. So I battle man in a situation where now hasa kgona ho phela, you know. So I felt like okay, protection order makes sense.
She's still thinking.
As
She's still concerned.
As Lefaken is still protected.
Hey,
Anyway,
bruh, like listen to that.
No,
Okay.
but I hear where she's coming
Yeah,
from.
yeah,
She's still
I-
understanding his situation to
And
have a
also,
job.
as a
and
person,
work.
I wouldn't be okay doing that to another person. Like, ke montsha dijo mlomong, ke tseba hore wa sokola,
Yeah,
understand?
yeah.
Not that wa sokola is out in the streets begging, but I don't want to be part of sokolo ya hai because I
You
don't.
don't want to be
believe-
part of his downfall?
No,
What about your justice?
my justice
I
will
was
come.
about to say the same thing because
God is a just God, and if there's one thing God has shown me is that He's just.
Let me tell
You
you,
know?
God sends people to rectify wrongs.
And even if
choosing
like guys,
violence.
No, but I'm saying, yeah, even like when I'm saying people, I mean like even the court, people in the court, in the justice system.
Yeah,
will
if they
say,
work through God,
No,
yeah.
they work. God uses everyone. I'm not saying God uses shooters or something like that. I'm just saying God like will sort it out.
Alright, T,
No,
then
and
after that,
even if like I just want to make this point, even if I go out of my way to make sure I hurt him, it's not going to
it's not gonna make you feel any
and
better.
it's not going to reach the objective.
Got you.
Buhet
you.
ba hae bo tlotla from it might come from something completely different 59 years from now, you know, and it's not my place as a person to make sure who uhet, you know, it's not, I'm not that person, and I might be perceived as stupid or whatever, I don't care, but has like you know, so
You just wanted
you
him to
didn't
stay
want
away
him
from
to
you.
get- Yeah.
and also I want to highlight
Sorry,
the fact
Daenerys.
that I did this because I also don't want to be in a moment of weakness because I've been there with him. I've allowed him to contact me. I've allowed myself to listen to his sub stories. I've allowed myself to sympathize and eventually get back into this relationship. And the logical part of me knows that it's not going to work. It's never going to work, and we are not okay together. You know? So this helps because if he contacts me, he's going to be the one that's going to jail. You know, he's the one that's laying his own grave or whatever.
It's all on him.
It's
now.
all on him.
It's
For
not on
now,
your
I'm
hands.
doing my part to protect my child, to protect myself, to protect my niece, to make sure hore le rona we are okay. Well, understand that, and I don't want to hear from him. I don't want to hear how sorry he is. I don't want to see his tears. I don't want the sob stories anymore. I understand it, and he'll deal with it, and he'll find a way to deal with it. And maybe the next girl will be the one that heals him. But I have to also realize, I muhili wa batho, like I Jesu, and I'm not here for that. You know, I have to heal myself. So, what was the question again?
Yeah,
the court process.
Oh,
So you went to
shit,
the
that's
police
the
station.
most inhumane thing you could ever go through. So I went with friends of mine to first of all, they gave us the wrong information about where we should go and take this court order. Did a whole lot of running around on Monday. Then
imagine if you don't have the resources.
and we kept saying
can we give women out there who are watching this and who are probably going through the same thing an idea of where to go first?
Okay, so you lay the charges, go police station, sharp, ne? Get to the police station, they fill in the form, and then you have to take the form to the court closest to where you stay.
So either if
Why?
you're laying charges or you are
Protection.
Opening
you are
a protection order,
It's
yes.
the same procedure. Okay.
Yeah, I am assuming for laying charges it's the same, ne?
Yeah.
So what's go court that's closest to you?
No, can I fix what you just said now? Because
Oh, Daenerys, were you with her? Is she one of the friends?
Yeah, she's a very close friend of mine.
Oh, okay, Daenerys.
so can I then state
Daenerys wa jump, okay.
with regards to a criminal case, when we got to the first court that we were directed to go by the police station, the lady who assisted us there said we have to go to the court that is nearest to the victim.
Okay.
because it is a domestic violence case.
Okay.
Only purely because of that. But if it was a criminal case, then you go to the court closest to the perpetrator.
So here's a question:
Okay.
what if you don't know where your perpetrator lives?
You can't be
Chances
that
are you would
deep
know.
within. And
No,
not
I mean,
know.
sure, but you're saying it's domestic, and then
When
there's
it's
a criminal.
criminal.
So criminal, is,
Yeah, but
is
if
not.
it's a criminal is if you're laying charges. Then it's a criminal
Yes.
case.
So now that's why I'm saying with T, then now
Oh,
she's
okay,
saying
gotcha.
that she did not press charges against him. She was just doing a protection order. But now, had she been pressing charges, I think they would have been able to assist us at the first court that we went to.
Okay.
But we were just serving a protection order. So that's why they said then they can't assist us in that regard.
You,
Also, and this is an interim protection order, by the way. So it's while pending a court case, right?
Okay.
So, fine, Ravaya, Raya, go wherever that is. We're not gonna name the places. We went to the wrong one first. Then fine, we went to the right one. We went to the court first. Actually, court that we had to write down. Like I'm saying, they ask you, okay, what did he do to you? No, he hit me. How did he hit you? You have to describe it.
So you have to go through that trauma again.
Yes. What did he say to you? Oh, so there's verbal abuse, there's emotional abuse, there's physical abuse, there's this abuse.
There's
So you have
intimidation.
to.
can I ask you a question with regards to the things that you said you had to write down? So,
But let her finish the process of the
okay, yeah, finish
the
that
court.
process.
So you write, and then you they bundle you up as a bunch of women there. Balkenya kara room, and then there's this lady, obviously, who
So there's no individual assessment.
No, it's inhumane. So you get in there, you sit, bawubuza, okay, sisi, wena ugenzeni? Uyasho no ngenze so. Okay, bhala. Wena ugenzeni? Wena uyasho ugenze so. Some ladies, ne, and it's yeses. It
How
was.
many ladies were in there?
I think there were like 6, 7 of us.
Sure.
You know,
Okay.
and Kamo, they like also if you've got some sort of education or you are well off, then it's as if ubasinyetsa nako wes because ufunala, you know.
What?
No, true story, ne. And then how ngola, like I know I'm a writer professionally, so how ngola, but wow pala ma sentence angaga, you know. Pala uguti, he hit me here, and you're like, oh, okay, I don't know how to not construct a sentence, so now
Properly.
I must
So
be
now
at the
you must-
mercy of the fact that I'm using a government service and not be myself, you know. And then there's ladies there who have been through so much trauma, like some lady, I don't even want to discuss it because it was so traumatic, but her
now we want to know now.
her man violated her kalbotlolo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe I have to
You know, so that's how hectic it was. Like, and that's just the tip. Omong na robetse skanyeng, you know, because the man accused her. I'm shapelan. Understand that yours seems like a little drop in the ocean compared to what's happening in the reality of everything that's going on there. And at the same time, you have to say these things out loud in front of people.
Yo.
Well, understand that in front of women you've never met.
No privacy.
Nothing.
No, nothing.
Nothing. Then after that, you fill in those papers. Police station closest to where he is.
And then you have men saying, "Why didn't you go to the nerve?"
Guys, like, had I not had my friends then, had I not had my friends with me on those 3 days, I would have never gone through with it. I would have left it. Yeah. I would have, because there was a lady who was at the police station who needed them to go drop something somewhere, and this lady Tsamaka takes, ne? They just turned her away. Like, this is not the right place. Go Kai Kai, and you're like, fuck.
And imagine she took maybe
How
3
n-
taxis to get there.
Yeah. And you could see the defeat in this woman. You could see the hurt. And like, I'm not saying what happened to me was not a thing, ne? But like, you're just thinking, like, she's going through so much, and yet people, like, you're a number. You're
To them, a
nothing.
number, yeah.
You know? And then on top of grappling with all of that shit that's happening physically, then you have to deal with your emotions. Then you have to deal with this person. Then you have to deal with thinking, but what don't believer now, it happened to you when you like.
Out of all people,
Out of all
Luena,
people, ukhuluma
uClaire
kangaka,
Vongaga.
you know,
Yeah.
and Luena, you have to deal with the fact that this is me and this is how I'm feeling, and you like.
Did you at any certain point did you feel embarrassed?
Yeah, I still feel embarrassed
But why? Why do you feel embarrassed?
because what
It
the
happened
fuck?
to you. You did not cause this.
Because what the fuck? Why me? Like why unshapa? Why do you feel a need to treat me like your child? Punish, you know, why are you reducing me to so little? You know, how am I so little that you don't care about me as a person? Like, it's embarrassing. It's like there's a whole lot of shame that's involved in it. There's a whole lot of, I don't know, man. I've got so many deep and dark emotions that I can't even deal with right now. And I've been on medication this whole week, and this medication is helping, but it's like making me like this. I'm sure Hanka stop all work, it's also almighty because like of how much saliva I've got in my fucking mouth because of this fucking medication. Sorry for swearing again,
Okay.
but
So
we'll blurb it out.
do they recommend therapy after the or while you were going through?
no
Government.
one
doubt.
no one
one.
recommended therapy for me. I had to like go to the doctor because I realized on Monday after we came back, like my body was still in pain because the whole weekend I was numbing myself obviously with alcohol and I had painkillers here and there. But on Monday after everything, I realized how sore I was. Like I was literally physically sore, and I went to the doctor, and the doctor could pick up swelling by my rib area.
Public or private?
Private. I'm sorry. Like,
No, the reason why I'm asking, because I want us to give as much detail as possible so that people know, Guti, there's a preferential, like you understand if she probably went to a public hospital, she might have been treated differently.
Yeah, no,
You know?
definitely.
So the experience is very, very much traumatic. So yes, continue, T. Sorry for.
So I went to the doctor. I got meds. They put me on some anxiety and depression meds.
How was the doctor with you though? Did he handle you with care?
No, she did.
It's a she,
Yeah,
yes.
she was brilliant, and she put me off work for this week because I needed it. I don't know. I don't think I would have coped at work because every second sentence in Ekibu, when I was in myself, I was just crying, you know, and all the like the pain meds, the depression and anxiety meds, stuff that I saw that I wouldn't go on because like this has been me and my life living on these meds, but I needed them this time because the emotions are just that much. You know, so yeah, that's been my experience, and I'll repeat again. If you do not have a strong support system, if you do not have people in your corner, if you do not have friends,
It's not a nice experience to go through.
no. And I'm so grateful for each and every person, even those that couldn't physically be with me. But like my friends have been texting, showing up, you know, showing love, checking if I'm okay. Work has been great as well because I had to be honest as to why I didn't come into work this week. I couldn't handle anything work related.
Who did you confide in? Your manager or just
Yeah,
colleagues?
I told my manager. I had to. I didn't have a choice, to be quite honest, because like there was no way I was going to make it into work this week. You know, I don't even know if I've got guts to go next week because like you walk around feeling like everyone can see something happen to
They
you.
know,
But
yeah.
yeah.
What if you had to change something in terms of SAPS and their procedures and with regards to GBV victims, what would you change or what would you suggest they do? Because this is like you were saying now, if you didn't have a support structure, if you didn't have like you couldn't drive yourself, most people just turn away and just like you know what. So what does SAP and like SAPS must do better? Yes,
No,
You know, I
our
just
women are being
SAPS,
failed, eh?
the courts as
The
well.
system
No,
is failing our women.
the system has failed. It's not it's failing or it's
Yeah.
about to fail. It's
It has failed, eh? Yeah.
It's failed on top of that. But what I think I said to D and my other friend, Hore, like there should be some sort of consultation agency. that goes in, because the way how look court to do that like baubitsa kalbitso hey teboho, you know, case number how about like case, like it becomes that, oh okay, you're a victim of domestic abuse. You know,
Like
not
they make it
not
known,
hore,
yeah.
calling case number 59, please come to the office so you can no ba o bitsa ka lebitso hona mo ho tletse di criminal tse kaofela ba o bitsa jwalo, you know, and you start feeling it like kaofela ne se re consolana le basadi ba bang mo le a bua story sa hae sa monna hae, and telling you how she had to sit through other court cases so she could make herself feel. Those people don't have the benefits of therapy. You know, they don't have the benefits of little social workers are thing. They're so unkind. You know, you're just literally a number. And next week in drop a charge. You know, and you're like, okay, I'm going through shit. So, you know.
And yeah, it's a lot.
This
And
one is
you were also explaining that this is an interim protection order. Can we just explain that to everyone, that you apply for a protection order, and once you've done all the paperwork and it goes to a magistrate can say we are not even granting you an
We're
interim
not interested.
protection order.
What? How?
Especially if maybe you've been through the same shit with the same man.
Okay.
And you go and apply again, they can say, nah, fuck it, go back home.
So maybe you
Oh.
apply and then you drop and then you come again.
Or he didn't hit you hard enough.
What?
So
You have to have a threshold.
yeah,
There's a.
yeah. They have a right to say no.
So when are they believed you?
No, obviously, because like, you know, Lina king waits.
Okay.
And if umutu and you don't have the right course of interpretation, ne, they can easily turn you away. But understand. And after that, honache like transfer via the court case, you know, hore le ena lo bua site la hae la story, acho why and so, or why sites are so, or
In order
Speak-
for the protection order to be
To be valid. Speaking of his side of the story, the friend that you referred.
Wait, sorry. Before you go in there, did you end up submitting the restraining order to him, or giving the restraining order? Do you have to physically give it to him, or are there police that accompany you? Because
there's
it's like,
police. The police barakapile, in fact. So I was with my friends, and my friends got off and went to go serve him Bali to Leana. But at first he thought I was bluffing. So he said he'd fetch it at the police station himself. And then
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he went to go fetch it, and then he saw it was the real deal. Because what's about Debza probably like she
was just
bluffing.
mad, yeah.
Yeah, she's just mad at me and whatever. So, yeah.
Yeah. So speaking to.
But my
his-
friends were on the point though.
Huh?
They were like, "Yeah, I need to shy abafaz."
At his workplace.
Yeah, when they got there, they're like, "Yeah, shy abafaz, ubupi." Like my
Good.
niggas.
good, because you have to shame him. He has to be shamed.
He has to feel shame.
Yeah, no, I wanted to ask. So, did they then explain to you what grounds can they then drop once it gets to court? Like, is there a certain level of convincing they need to get from him to drop you get what I'm asking? Like, will they then say his side of the story is like, oh, maybe Tebu umsugele, that's why he had to.
No person has a right to hushapa mutomo.
Yeah, so I'm saying, why do
So-
they have to hear his side of the story?
I could say, but I suppose it's what justice is.
Oh, so they want to understand the
I think maybe it's because some women do lie and say,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
happened, and but in certain instances, I think Tebogo did mention that they asked her to take off her clothes and they want to see.
Yeah, but is
And
that
I
not
think that's
proof
why they
enough?
pursued it. No, but sometimes they don't. Maybe they don't do that. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, if I can come and say he emotionally abused me, there's no physical evidence of that. in terms of scars, I suppose.
Okay. But also now he can get there and say, I don't know what Debu was talking about. I was never there.
Because we know we live in a country where some women lie.
Exactly. And the fucked up part is here, guys. Linna, that's why I get it. Maybe it was my desperation. His baby moms, Olam Twarisa for the same thing. You know?
And you knew about that? Or?
You lie. What?
She hit me up on the socials to say, protect yourself, girl. Don't go there. And I thought, you know what?
Jealous ex.
No,
Yeah.
not even jealous. You know, there was something there, but I just thought, as Baturahula, maybe it was a mistake. It happened once. But I suppose if it happens once, that's one time too many. You know, that's one time too many for you to actually believe hore motho akaba rehabilitated by themselves, you know. And I used to think therapy cures everything, but yeah, no.
So like, yeah, with regards to what we were saying now, like with him having to appear in court and whatnot, I wanted to ask earlier on, like, well, not ask, like I was saying, like, you know, to hear his side of the story. You know, one of your friend that you mentioned, Moriti, right? He did mention to me as well, because he's a friend of mine as well. So he did mention to me that he called him and he had a conversation with him. And the first thing that came out of that guy's mouth was he was defending himself. All he did was push you off him. And you were the one attacking him. You were the crazy one. And, you know, so it's just, for me, it's just crazy because
Well, I'd
with
like
all of the bruises that you have, those are not pushing bruises. So I don't know. I don't know if I don't like, you know, it,
That's
for
what
me,
I
it's-
wanted
it's-
to
it's-
say.
it's
But
crazy.
even if he was literally just pushing her into things, it's still a form of abuse. You're putting your hands on.
But
a female.
that's my whole thing as well. And I'll tell you something. So when we get into, since I guess there was the first time where we had a physical altercation, and then it didn't happen. I think it didn't happen for a long time. So ha nerilwana, ne, like if we get into an argument, because obviously Linda, and I'll admit it, like I'm very, you know, with my words, like
Yeah.
I come back. So what he'd start doing when we would fight, he'd take like a cushion and shape kayona, you know, and then I'd be like, why ong shapa or antware ang push, you know. Then I'd ask,
So
why are
even there
you
he's defending himself by just
like
handling you and
this
pushing
is,
you.
This is just an ordinary day. Like this is
Sure.
like an argument. So utlang shapa, like maybe pick up something and shape and then I'd pick it up and hit
Throw
him
it
again
back
with
at
it.
him. Yeah.
So in this particular instance, and I will admit it, ne, after he shoved my daughter out the way, and then he went and he like attacked her, like he not attacked her in a way of shapile hapu. He's like, did I hit you? Did I hit you? You know, and then my daughter was even scared to say yes. She said, yeah, you almost. And then I was like, no, don't do that to my child. And I got pissed off.
You will not abuse me
Exactly,
and
and
abuse
abuse
my
my
child.
child. Utlwela masepa, you know. So I picked up my fan and I hit him with it. You know, like fans is a normal size fan. I picked it and I hit him with it, and it missed him obviously. Anyway, and then after that, you know what he proceeded to do? He took my fan and he switched it off and he lay on my bed across maoto so adula so. And I was like, this motherfucker, untloela hampi in my house, utla moto violate haba, bana ba ya lla ka nako eo, you know, asking him to stop. Ha qeta mo, he does those kind of things. And if you guys saw the extent of my bruises, which you did see, you know, you would see who those were not from me, him pushing me and defending himself. I've still got the bruises, you know. I've still got the bruises. My knees are still bruised. Like like you will that's also another thing I'm boring. Like and falling down to your knees, like
You're too much of a G now.
imagine. Like that's fucking up all the way with my street cred. Like this motherfucker. But anyway, so that was the sort of, like, obviously he's going to say that to defend himself, because I don't think in his mind it registers how you do not do that to a female. You know, I don't think it registers to him how you do not manhandle another person. Like, no person has a right to do that to another person. If motho wa o hlola ka mantswe or whatever, then walk away. You know?
Walk away.
Walk away. And give yourself time. Hosane hore o address or I didn't like how you spoke to me, A, B, and C. Sharp. You know? But not do those kind of silly things. Mo bathong or o nke dintho shape motho a qeta mo botlo etsang ka wena kwena sono kwena victim, and then on top of that o tlo tsamaya lo jwetsa everyone how yena he's like, my thing is he's been a victim from the woman before me, from me.
It's always their fault.
Like, and also, when are people checking him?
I remember you also mentioned one thing that really disturbed me. When you, I don't know if it's you, you'll tell me if I'm wrong, where you were like, he started like, this is what you've made me do.
Yeah.
And
while
it's like,
we were fighting. Yeah. You see what you're making me do. Use like Mutunza Utswere, like that's when I realized, guys, as much as we feel like we're powerful as women, and as much as Linda, maybe that's where my shame comes from, but as much as Kifila or strong physically, ne, a guy against a female. So like the way nang lahlela ka teng ning ka re ke piece ya masepa, like, you know, take something and just throw it there. Like, that's when you realize how powerless you are as a female and how much this is a whole thing. Hore men take advantage of the fact that they've got more physical strength than females. Because there was nothing I could have done to that guy. You know, there was nothing and if he decided it's something I don't know what I would have done.
Yeah.
You know, and this is someone that I entrusted to protect us, someone that I entrusted to be there for us. And we put like like for years. And I mean, if you guys, any of my friends had issues more or temper problems and whatever, why is no one intervening? I think that's part of the reason why I want to speak up, because like outside of the believability issue, ne, why is no one doing anything? As men, why is no one, as his friends, saying, Hore, why are you doing this? Stop it. Do something about it. Even his female friends. Because one of his male friends, I went and I saw and I told him, listen, your boy did this again. And he's like, just get out of that relationship before Osho. But that's not good enough. Do you understand? It's not good enough for a person to just have. And I think seeing from how my friends rallied against me and were decisive in taking action and everything, ne, seeing that showed me how people can actually do something about that. Because understand? Because we're basing our friendship on the right things. But as people, as boys, why is no one doing anything about, like, this is such a huge injustice.
Can I just, like what you're saying now, like I fully agree with you. I remember Medical made me watch an episode, The Wife, right? Shlomo, The Wife, ne? Where, and she explained the whole thing. So she was like, this guy abused his wife, ne? And then the brothers found out. And when the brothers found out,
they beat him up. Exactly.
And I'm like, maybe this is what we need to practice as gents. Like, yo, bruh. So when you beat up women, like, yeah, you shatina maybe that's where we need to get to, you know, because
and like, I mean, even with that episode where this guy Kale didn't know how to handle his emotions and he hit her in front of the brothers, you know, even still then the brothers took action. You know, it was Shlomo who said, no, leave, it's okay, blah, 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 blah. But guys get, like, these abusive people get to a point where they don't give a fuck about other people anymore, because seitsi biwa taba go yena wa shapana kere so tla etsa hara batho nna ke yona ntwe ngshokileng hore o entse hara pela bana. Usually the fights stay within my room, you know, and haditswi ka mnyako that day unglatile ke tswile, I walked away ke tswile to go sit in the lounge with my kids, and then he still came and he followed me. I mean, to a point where today my curtain is like fucking falling. A hole where I hit my elbow. But that was him protecting himself from me. Do you understand? Anyway.
Yeah, man, we feel you, man. We
Yeah.
hear it's loud and clear.
Yeah.
Niggas, Nazi, we have to do better, eh?
Yeah, we do.
We need to call each other to order, bruh. And it's not like, you know,
If
and
I'm giving you permission, if I ever lay hands on,
me and you are
On
having
medical.
5
Yeah,
minutes.
you're going to deal
Beat
with
me up,
first.
bruh.
Me and you
Yeah.
are having 5 minutes.
beat me up, guys, please beat me
Yeah,
up.
same
Whoever sees me and
Yeah, but I think-
if she says Q hit me, beat me up. I am giving you guys
and you are
permission.
saying it on the yeah, but
I'm saying it like,
yeah,
guys.
you're right, man.
Yeah,
I think we,
like, no.
as men, Nazi, we need to
No.
like. It's the same thing with like how men rallied together when it was the issue, your rape and things like that. I think even just with, in general, anything where men are hurting and physically abusing women, we need to call each other to order, bring each and a shame
Yeah, we
niggas
need
that
to
you know
shame.
that are beating up their girls, because you can tell when someone is being physical with their partner. You can just,
I
you can
remember.
tell.
I remember. I said this on social media.
Lento yokuthi, hey, indaba zabantu abayithu,
As
but
ngena.
sometimes you can see
And
when someone is being
that's
assaulted.
another thing. Sorry, Q. That's another thing that pissed me off at the police stations. The fact that they'd say that to women. You know, Hore, no, we're just making sure that you've got your paperwork done. Mara taba tsa batho ba itho ha re di kene. Next week il tla be le kgutlelang. How do you tell a person who's battered and bruised, who you can see hore motho o ha sharp, be le tlo tjho jwalo? Like, does that even make sense? How are you helping that person?
How you feel, Danny?
Hey guys, this is heavy. Hey, it's very heavy, especially because I walked this journey with T. So I can only imagine what she's going through, because she experienced this. I only came in, with the other friends after it happened, just to help her with the process. And the process still is not over. You realize there's a court date and there's going to be an appearance, and she has to face this guy on that day. You get so, and she has to relive everything. So it's heavy for me. I can only imagine what you are going through, and you have support. You have us.
We'll all
But
be
there are
there, don't worry.
so
Yeah,
many
we are
women.
going.
Full
There are
force.
so many
Moshanga
women who
Shanyinto.
walk this journey alone, and I now, initially, when you hear someone who they're in an abusive relationship with their partner or the husband, and especially when the husband is the breadwinner and she's like, I don't know where me and my kids are going to go. You're going to be like, why aren't you opening a protection order? You can still get maintenance. Having walked this journey with T, it opened my
It's not
eyes out
that
about
simple.
how this journey is not victim friendly. You actually feel like you are wrong for
You
going
made a
through this.
mistake.
You are wrong for wanting to get this guy arrested or getting a protection order against this guy. Even just the whole system as a court is so cold. The judgment, like the way they treat you, the treatment, we like. I truly now understand why a lot of women do not go through with the whole process, and for the women that actually do it, and especially those that do it alone, I applaud them.
Yeah.
It is not easy. This
But
is
that's
not
why-
an easy process.
That's why I was asking if we can get, let's say we had the powers to get the minister of police here or the police chief here, and then a group of women sat down and said, this is what you need to change about this process. What would it be? What would you change and what would you add? What would you suggest so that it's easier for the victim to go and lay charges or put a restraining order? Because what I picked up as well is that it's, from what you guys are saying, is it's not, there's a lot of red tape around this whole
There
thing,
is.
and I don't understand why.
And you're traveling from pillar to post.
And also, it's females that are putting you through the shit. It's females that are treating you like, I mean, a simple example was the fact that I went and like he filled in, he accepted the interim interdict, whatever, ne? And then to find out who the sergeant at the other police station, sergeant, whatever he is, ntato, hangola title ya hae mole, ne, hangola address ya police station, ba signile fela ba stamp.
But he knows these forms. Why is he struggling to fill in?
No, they
get-
don't. That's another thing I realized working this journey with T. They had to ask each other, Kanye, which one? Okay, I think this is what is going to happen, because when we went to the first police station, they were like, we don't arishoka process yako court. So already they aren't giving you proper information.
straightforward.
They themselves are not well informed on the processes.
100%.
And that's why they ended up sending us to the wrong court. And when we got there, we were now sent back. So now, for someone who's going through this and you don't have money to travel from pillar
don't
to
have
post,
friends.
you don't have support, you get there and people are cold and mean AF towards you, this is defeating. This is literally that guy beating you up again.
Exactly.
Because now, like, and then you go home and you go back to him and he's going to do it again.
And the little thing, how ba etsa ntho ba etsa nkare you know what? We're just doing this, but next week ra tseba go tla bo lo sharp le tla be se le khutlelane. Like they're doing it haphazardly, like
They
you know,
don't
it's
believe that
not a
you-
serious thing. It's just
Into abantu abajolayo, yeah.
ke taba tsa batho ba itu. And then on top of that, when you fill in the forms, you do all of this, and then this, like I was telling you about this form, it was filled in incorrectly, but the incorrectness ya yona,
It's from
well,
the police person. who filled it.
yeah, with small details. Hore ha kenya sergeant and I could see something with his signature or whatever at the end of the page. So you know what she did? She said, I must turn back. Go back to Randburg,
Yeah.
ne, to go and get this guy to fill in this form again and have the guy who abused me to sign it again. Do you understand that trauma? Tshwantse ke tsamaye ke lo e redo a process eo. After everything, like this wasn't a one day, ke fihlile Monday, ra etsa ka khutlela. This was on Wednesday.
And imagine if this person threatened to kill you, like hypothetically speaking.
Do you know?
Imagine if this person said, if you ever go to the police, I'll... Because it happens.
Yes.
But, and also the whole thing, yeah, the courts being closed over the weekend, guys, I also feel is also just a problem. I get people need off days, but there can be a schedule. Because now this happened to T on Friday night, right? And she only started the protection order process on Monday. And this guy was only served on Wednesday. Now, this one lady we came across lives with this guy, with her kids. She said from the day this happened, she and her kids have just been sleeping wherever they
Mama
can.
chugu chugu,
Because now,
in the field.
until she has served this guy, she can't go back home. Because this guy is going to kill her and her children. Now, what happens to those people? 5 days, ungalali kwakho. Ulala at anyone who's willing to let you sleep there that night. You're also at the mercy of people now.
Tofo's traumatized.
And o hopolo hore munna this same woman, ne? Munna the same woman. O shapela msadi the fact that his son with this woman, he says this son and this woman are fucking.
What?
That's what he's saying.
That's what he's saying. Hore they fucking o kotana le ngwana hae. Ngwana hae, that the elder son has to leave school because of such shit. O monyane le ena tshwantse ba mise sekolong ba etseng. Like Meo like literally said, if she wasn't exaggerating, but we itse ba ntse ba robala dikanyeng, if I'm not lying. O hopole hona le o mong o monna hae who says she thinks she's so perfect that her pussy's tight. O tlo mkenya lebotlolo.
Damn.
O dula le monna hae motho o na le ngwana le monna o.
So now having to go through
These are
that,
real things happening.
and
These are
now
things that are
only
happening.
serving him takes you 5 days, guys. To get him out of your space takes you 5 days. You get already malpumile and you come back and he asks you where you were and you give the slightest hint that you were at a police station. This guy could kill you.
He could kill you.
He can, of course.
And on top of that, while we were in the court, ne, there was some dude whose wife, girlfriend, whatever, came and was doing this process as well. This guy came to court to come intimidate the people in court. How dare they listen to this woman? And because while I was trying to get clarity with this lady in the office, and he's like, no, mfuna 2 minutes nyana. And this lady's like, no, I'm speaking with this woman. No, mfuna 2 minutes nyaqeda manje. Uyangisheba. And I was like, nah, bruh, Linda, I'm here. and he had to go wait outside. But you could see how much of a bully he is. Hore le ha le court wa hloleha ho itshwara. Wa hloleha hore a re you know, e re ke eme or ke tsamaye ke lo aphila hantle to the human. No, o busy batla ho fola line yena because this woman is mad. How dare she come and lay a court case against him?
And he kept going from office to office. He's literally trying to intimidate the people
Exactly.
that helped this lady serve him with an interim protection order. So obviously, dude, you are one of those people who definitely deserve it. Because here you're coming intimidating us. What more are you doing to this poor girl?
Poor woman. And also, the non-29 futukur, it's these females. These females are the ones sitting in these offices that are supposed to be helping. These social workers, but they're doing zero. They actually make you feel more of a piece of shit for even being there.
Sure.
You know? No, like outside of the personal trauma and whatever, because like to be quite honest, at the end of the day, I truly felt like mine was a speck of dust in the grander scheme of things of what was happening. But
Drop in the ocean.
exactly, how utla masepa etsahalang ka basadi ka mo ntle ka mo, and the people that don't know better, people that don't have other options, people that don't have D and they don't have my other friends that were there with me holding my hand, people that are less fortunate, having to go through worse. You know, I'm not saying what happened to me was little, but people go through worse. Nahana robala le monna o kenyang mabotlolo bosiu. Ne?
In your private part.
In your private part. Because how dare you? How dare you have a tight pussy?
Yo, guys, and then you have, like, you know, when women speak about such traumas on social media, and then you have men that say, yeah, but did you open up a court? Did you open up a case? Did you go to the police station? Did you go to the court? Why should we believe you if you didn't follow due process? You guys don't understand how hectic this process is. Have some sympathy, guys. Like I always tell people, guys, you don't know the things people go through, so you can't just judge. And what's worse is that people know that the system is messed up. So why would you then think, yeah, because once you report it, then everything should be sorted? It doesn't work like that. People even buy cases. You get so. Can we stop with this? But did you open up a case? Did you go to the police station? It like
not to
T and Daenerys is
discourage,
just,
not to discourage women to actually go through.
yeah,
with it.
and don't just like
Yeah,
guys.
but they have to. It's just you guys are just painting a nice picture as to what you should expect.
Yeah.
And
And it's
that's why
worse.
conversations like these need to happen so that the powers that be and us also as men listen, and the powers that be put the changes in place. Like with the court systems, like why must you go to this court and that court?
Yeah,
it must
all
be
over. And why are people
universal.
not,
It must be
not
satellite.
knowing what
must go
what
to
you
any
need
court.
to do? Like imagine. My question is, do they not deal with
And have professional
domestic violence
psychologists in the police stations that
victims?
can
Yeah, do they not deal with domestic violent victims every day? Why are they not sure about their systems?
They don't. Banally, the social workers that help you fill in those things, ne? But
And then they pass you on.
That is about it.
You are a number to them. It's okay. I helped 10 people today, but did you actually really help them?
No. I actually walked away there feeling like I didn't get any help, but at least this was done.
And
Well,
also,
understand.
you also have your own therapist to go
Exactly.
to post
Exactly.
this. So many of these women that go through this process don't have a therapist. They can't afford a therapist in their own personal capacity to go and heal, you know.
Guys, if sure, I think are we cutting this? Are we?
Yeah,
There's
that's right.
something I wanted
I
to
think
say.
what at the end of the episode we must put like the details if you are.
Yes,
have-
I wanted to
also-
say, like,
also-
if you guys are going through a domestic violent issue, and maybe what we've said here is not enough information, and you'd like to find out more, I think we'll just pop in and are we gonna give them a perspective email where
No,
they can.
no. We need to get like the SCPS
Nah, but
details, all of that. There's
there needs to be some sort of
there's
like,
institutions
But
that
you
people
guys
can
have
go
just
to.
said maybe we need to find them,
be
ne?
the
And then
change. Yeah.
yeah, because I feel
Because
like
also-
we are sending them to this system that has failed.
No,
And
Or
also
not failed,
another-
but like that traumatized my friend even further.
but I'm just saying
Because
so that
also another problem. Sorry. Ghost.
James.
James. Sorry.
It's fine. We call him Ghost. It's okay.
So another thing that I just wanted to put across before we close was the fact that even when we were with these women, and even something that I've been grappling with, the whole no one is going to believe you or people are not going to take your side thing. I think that's the biggest mental block that we deal with when it comes to things like this, because you yourself can't believe what just happened to you. You yourself can't grasp what just happened. And you, the person that might have done this to you might be a Q. A guy that's loved, a guy that's revered, a guy that's cherished, a guy that's been put on a pedestal, ne? But then when you have to go and say Q did this to me, and you grappling with the fact that but
People won't believe you.
holwe, and like it's just you, I think just fight through that. And this is part of the motivation for me to sit here. I'm not going to name his name. I'm not going to. People that know me, that know him, know who he is. But I just want to encourage hore, you will be believed. And it doesn't matter if people don't believe you. Mdimo wa hao o tseba nnete, le wena o tseba nnete. And justice will be served one way or the other.
Yes, sir.
And that's it. That's my parting comment. And yeah,
that's
Thank
what's
you,
up.
T.
thanks everyone for listening.
Thank you.
We good?
Need a hug.
Danny, you want to say bye?
No, I was just saying, actually, I just came across before we wrap this up. In the past couple of weeks, there's a lady I know, and she works for a therapist company where they do therapy and all of that, and they give out like free counseling sessions. So maybe I'll just ask her
You
if
can
we
put
can
the
share
details
their
there.
details there.
At the end of the episode,
Yeah, at the
no?
end of the episode, I'm gonna ask her quickly, and then maybe we can just add that for people that might need it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
All right.
100%.
Q, you want to add something?
Nah, I'm good, guys. Like for me, this is like this was
You were
a
just more listening. Ne?
yeah, no, it was a listening. We had to listen, and thank you, T, for trusting us with your story.
Your truth.
Yeah, with your truth. Yes, and I hope this will help a lot of other people.
I hope so too.
I hope so. And yeah, guys, this was very deep and intimate and informative. Yes. So yeah,
Thanks, guys.
thank
Till
you.
the next one.
Till the next one.
Excuse my nails.
Yo, rest in peace to Super Mega, guys.
Yeah, man.
Rest in peace, man.
Tibbs as well.
And
Yeah.
Tibbs. Unfortunately, we had to put that in there, man.
Rest in peace.